Hey guys, what's going on? So I wanted to explain a little bit about the left-right paradigm. I had somebody in the comments that wrote to me, wrote in the comments that I wasn't a real truther because I'm aligning with the right and I'm siding with the right, and I don't know about the left-right paradigm. And I had this 3-paragraph response to you. I don't remember exactly what you said. I was just paraphrasing. It was something to that effect. I had this 3-paragraph response, and I totally cannot find your comment. So I decided to make a video because I'd actually been wanting to make a video about this anyway. I started this channel with my best friend. For those you don't know, I have new subscribers. In 2011, we actually had a podcast. We did about 109 episodes. They're all available on SoundCloud. If you are a sound nerd and you're sensitive to sound, you might get offended because our sound's not like stellar, but we had some amazing guests, and they're about 2 hours a piece. And I would suggest that you check it out if you're really down. So we had this our podcast as a result of our awakening in the corruption in the medical industry. And I'm actually gonna make a video about that later, so I'm not gonna go into detail about that now. But what I wanted to say, once you basically have been lied to through one area of your life on a massive scale, you can see how it bleeds into everything else, including politics. And then that's when I start to look into Obama, and then I discovered that he signed the NDAA and got rid of habeas corpus and all the stuff going down with Gaddafi and the whole like New World Order cabal. I mean, the rabbit holes just go from every angle and go really deep. And I came across this concept called the left-right paradigm. The first person I heard it from was G. Edward Griffin, who's a phenomenal historian, just amazing plethora of information. I'm going to put that link in the bottom so you guys can see this about the left-right paradigm. So I voted for Obama because I wanted a black president. Couldn't admit it then. I'll admit it now. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. All right, I'm over it. Moving on. And didn't vote for him the second time. I just voted for him the first time. And I swore down I was never ever going to vote again, because I understand, if you understand the left-right paradigm, it's basically they're using both sides of the political parties, and of course there are other political parties, but the two main ones, Democrat and Republicans, to basically kind of wield their agenda. So maybe it's kind of like a game of good cop, bad cop. So one side is more aggressive and the other side's more passive, right? Depending on the person, the time, and the yada yada yada, right? So swore down I never vote again. April's not voting. She's like, I'm over politics. I kind of was too. But since this Trump election, just because he's the first president I've seen in my lifetime that's actually doing a lot of the stuff that the people want, and I'm seeing how the mainstream media and the academia and just everybody is going against him. It's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friends. I mean, I already hated those people. I was already beginning to hate a lot of people in Hollywood and academia and all this stuff because I'd been lied to and betrayed by them about other stuff that was going on in my life. So I already knew that they were a liar. But when this election happened, it's just gone full force, and I see that now. Instead of not voting, that it's more of a game of chess and not checkers. So for me, it's a strategic move in order to get kind of one side of one side of the agenda from happening. Now, it doesn't mean that Republicans are good and Democrats are bad. There are a lot of bad Republicans. There are a lot of Republicans that are also involved in pedophilia and drug trafficking, and they're in the Illuminati, all that stuff. But I think, kind of like with my research that I've done with the Illuminati, that they do need our consent to a certain degree. Even if we're manipulated or lied to, they still need our consent. There's some kind of law that they follow or something where they need our consent. And in this instance, they're trying to push and get our consent, it seems like, to go with with the Democrats. They want open borders. They want to take away our guns if we have open borders, you know, and we have this flood of illegal people that are unvetted. We are opening ourselves to being destabilized. If they take away our guns, then we're not going to be able to protect ourselves. If they raise taxes, we're going to be impoverished and we're not going to be able to fend for ourselves, or it's going to be hard for us to make a living. And those are the things that are important to me. We still do have a system, you know, we live in a constitutional republic, even though people call it a democracy. And we still have a say. Now, if they cheat and overturn these midterm elections, then I'm gonna be like, F it, because then our vote really doesn't matter. So for all you guys that are like mad at me and are like, why are you voting? Why are you giving away your power? I don't see it as giving away my power. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm also like, I totally understand where you are. If you don't want to vote and you're like, F voting, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give my power away. Voting doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I'm just gonna take a risk, and I already voted like last week, and I'm hoping it matters for now. But even, you know, if we get this red wave that we're also hoping for in, you know, tomorrow, I was like in November, tomorrow, we still have to be very vigilant. We still have to call out people, even in our own party, even people that I've called out, that are on the right side, so to speak. There's still people that are blindly following. So it's really comes down to me about blindly following people and not being vigilant and not calling them out. Because if we start doing this movement has been infiltrated too. The right side, so to speak, has also been infiltrated with a lot of thought leaders, you know, who consider themselves, you know, leaders, and then people look up to them, but they're corrupt and they're horrible human beings, and people still follow them, and they get very vehement when you even criticize them just a little bit. And that's not a good sign, because if this continues to go on, then, you know, in a few years the right side is just going to be, you know, on the side of the left. And I do believe in also this kind of yin-yang mentality, where I feel like things are really about like unbalanced. So I would say the right being yang and the left being yin. Yin is feminine, yin is dark, yin is moon, right is yang, that's male, that's day, that's what else? Anyway, like polar opposites, right? But we both need these in balance. And right now, the left is like way, it's not even on like the page. It's like way over here. So in my reasoning, I feel like in order to get things back to balance, you know, we need more energy on the right. So like, it's good to have conservative values, right? I wouldn't say that I'm totally conservative. I wouldn't say that I'm totally liberal. I have some conservative values, I have some liberal values. So it's like on the conservative side, you need to have that foothold. You need to have your foundation. You need to understand where you come from. But at the same time, if you're not open to progressing and growing and trying new things out, you're not going to evolve. But if you go too much, you know, over there and you don't know your roots, then you're going to lose your way, and you're going to become you're going to become lost and unstable and flipping insane. And that's where the left is right now. So we can't let these people win. I voted, but I'm also going to pray, because I know that there are forces that are, you know, working to cheat against this election. For all you truthers that are just like F voting, blah 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 blah, I still love you. I understand. I'm not going to even trip and not going to make you feel guilty, because I was there, and I will open myself to the possibility that maybe I'm wrong, but for the time being, I feel like this is the right thing to do. Yeah, so that's it. What else was I was going to say one more thing. So I want to start getting back to my roots. I've been talking with April about a lot of stuff that we have planned in the near future, not regarding politics. I'm kind of getting sick of politics. And I really want to get back to my roots, speaking of roots, about, you know, corruption in the medical industry and in education. We want to set up a panel on homeschooling. If anybody's interested in joining actually on the panel for homeschooling, please let me know. I don't know if I'll be able to pick everyone, but yeah, that would be good. Homeschooling, education. We're looking about also talking about like bringing attention to these problems, but also talking about solutions. Because at the end of the day, no matter which side wins and what candidate wins or what party takes the House, at the end of the day, we still shouldn't relinquish our power. We still have the power to change things. We don't always have to depend on a senator or a politician, because at the end of the day, we have the biggest influence, or the biggest group of people that we really have to influence and sway is the court of public opinion. So yeah, I think that's it. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts below. Vote and pray, guys. And if you're not voting, just pray or meditate. Okay. Peace and love. Bye. Mwah.